Alright guys, I know it looks weird to see our face, but welcome to the very first episode of DDG.MP4 this semester. Woo! With us today, we're going to be talking about some interesting things using the Oculus Rift to switch bodies with people, a live action, or rather in real life, Mario Kart at South by Southwest, how the PS4 is doing so far, the new Arkham game, Grand Theft Auto, and many, many more things. This lovely person right next to me is one of our newest additions. Do you want to tell them about yourself real quick?
I am Chris. You might have heard me on last week's podcast, which did not get put out. Thanks, John.
Nope. We're hiding him from you guys.
It's a shame.
But yeah, let's get to it. Alright, here we are with everybody. We already introduced ourselves. I'm John, Steve. This is Chris, of course. You guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves to the people?
I'm Trevor.
Connor.
I'm Albert.
Cool.
We're the right bunch.
So the first thing we're going to go ahead and start talking about is the Be Another Body Lab, and this how they're using their the Oculus Rift and some other pieces of technology to make people believe that they're actually swapping bodies. Have you guys had a chance to check that out yet?
Nope.
I didn't even know about it, but it just but it sounds interesting. I mean, it's
What kind of production over guys?
It's kind of weird to check out somebody else's body through a headset.
I feel
display
like-
you're wearing.
I mean, it's like that. It's like cool, but it's like borderline creepy-ish.
Yes.
Well, you're not actually swapping bodies.
No, I know.
Okay.
I'm saying, like, but you know, there's gonna be people that like they'll create like I don't know, like a George Clooney body that you basically pretend to be George Clooney.
But wouldn't that be awesome?
Well, it would be awesome. But I'm
It's
saying
not
like.
the Batman and Robin George Clooney.
But that's
Imagine
special.
like if you found out like your best friend was like, yeah, I was just being you for 2 hours. You're just like,
be Batman.
isn't that creepy?
It's interesting.
Trevor, I know you looked at it because we were talking about it a little earlier. You want to give your thoughts on it?
Sure.
Okay.
What would you want? What exactly
Just-
do you want?
What do you think of it?
What do I think of it?
Yeah.
I think it's very interesting to be able to actually kind of semi-stepping up somebody else's shoes for a
Mhm.
little bit without actually being in their shoes. You're kind of like just virtually looking at them while they look at you in basically back and forth.
Yeah, I thought it was neat because it's a great positive way to use the technology. Just because they were talking about one of the uses that they could have for it is in areas where like there's high domestic abuse. So like they could put people in the body of the opposite sex or whatever, just to make them feel like have them going through like the daily chores and tasks and stuff that they do to see what their life is like in their shoes. And they also made applications where so there's the one where you can swap gender or switch bodies, but there's also the one where you can like change your skin tone and stuff just to see what it's like to step out of your body and into someone else's and see what life is like from a different perspective.
Yes, I don't know how effective that would be because regardless, you're still playing a video game.
Yes. Have you used the Oculus Rift?
No, I haven't got a chance.
The Oculus Rift is really neat, especially when in terms of VR because it's super light. So if you get really immersed in the game, especially if you have a nice pair of headphones on that can capture the sound really well, it can get to a point where you sort of forget that you have the headset on. And that's a lot of reason why people get disoriented a lot with it, just because it's tricking their senses into thinking it's actually happening.
Get rid of the motion sick.
So it's not a bad piece of VR, and there's definitely that line where people are like, well, it's just a video game, blah 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 blah. But if people actually take the time to experience it, I think that they would get the point behind it.
Yeah, but like as you say, with the gender swapping and stuff like that, I mean, it's not like if you're a guy, you can't gender swap and experience what a period feels like.
True.
I mean, that's just not possible.
Sure.
But like, and you. Sorry. I just had to say that. I just had to say it. But like,
When
right? But wow, it's just there's a certain line where it can't really push any further in the experience.
Sure.
So.
and I think currently it's a stationary technology as of right now. Like you can't get up and walk around with it. It's something you sit down and actually.
Yeah, unfortunately, that would be really great if you could, but there are people who've made some awesome rigs where you can like walk around and stuff with the Oculus Rift, but unfortunately on its own you can't do that.
To sit down and pee.
Speaking of experiences, at South by Southwest, Nintendo and Pennzoil have gotten together to create a real-life Mario Kart track that's 1,000 feet long and has technology where the karts interact with the track and the other karts to use some of the technology that they'll be using in the game. So like the banana peels we were talking about earlier, maybe even some of the shells will show up on the track for people to play with and interact with each other in a very horrible way. I think it's going to be awesome.
Is it gonna be like, not VR based, but like?
I would assume like you have a card, like maybe on it there's like a screen,
Yeah,
so it shows you like
you can like
so
pick up the items or something.
I feel like it would. The article that I read, it just said that the technology in the card would interact with the track. So I imagine that somewhere on the track are like the mystery box squares or something
Probably
like that.
yeah, so there's like strip of electronics, like when you pass over, hey, you got a mystery box,
Mhm.
randomizes and
probably have like, I don't know how big it'll be, but like this, like a strip, like you were saying, would probably painted like the mystery boxes or something
Yeah.
like that on the track.
yeah, so you at least know, hey, let me go for that real quick. Oh wait, it's well no, you wouldn't see the upside down.
But I think it's awesome. I love when they do things like this and just bring translate games into the real world. Excuse me, and just to see what they'd be like. Because at one point
Can you imagine going to
they
like,
did like a Call of Duty thing to celebrate that coming out, and they had like a whole like recreation of one of the maps. I think it was like it might have been Nuketown, and it was a paintball field that people could go in and play. But like I thought it was really cool, and I always love it when they translate media into real life.
Could you just imagine just like going like all over the place and just seeing like Nintendo Mario Kart tracks and stuff like that? Just not go-kart tracks, just Mario Kart tracks.
That would be awesome.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm sure the line for this thing is going to be ridiculous if there even is one. People, you probably have to like reserve or buy or something like an exorbitant amount in advance.
One thing I think you guys might find interesting is that one time there was an interview with Miyamoto from Nintendo, and he said a Nintendo Amusement Park certainly isn't impossible.
That's cool.
It's like, oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be fun. I'd rather do that than Disney. So the next thing we're going to talk about in the realm of video games is, have you guys checked out the new Arkham Knight game yet?
I
I
have
heard
seen
about it. Heard about it. Did the trailer come out yesterday or?
Yesterday. Yeah, yesterday.
Okay.
It
All I know is you can
looks
drive the
fantastic.
Batmobile.
Yep.
And which Batmobile is this? Is this Dark
It's
Knight
actually-
Rises Batmobile
It's
or
like
is it
it's
classic
like
Batmobile?
hybrid between like
Yeah.
Dark Knight Batmobile and like Batman Forever Batmobile.
Mm-hmm. It's their own creation, but it
It's a
definitely
hybrid.
looks like those two.
Does it have the flames shoot out the back?
Yes, it has the flames, but then it also has like that bluish glow from Batman Forever.
I hope they at least accommodate. I'm guessing it's gonna be like Arkham City, where it's like a big.
Yeah, it's actually supposed to be 5 times bigger
it's
than
supposed
Arkham
to be
City.
a full
Okay.
like full Gotham.
Or at least where
But she looks
I hate where games like, oh, you can have a vehicle, but like, think similar to like Assassin's Creed, the first one. Like, oh, you can get a horse, but you can only use the horse like less than 5% of the game.
This one, they're saying that like you should be able to call it whenever you want to, and just drive around. And even some like the Riddler challenges use it, so it should be something that you're able to access at just about any time in the game.
Will there be secret passages?
There might be. It said that they said that you can actually use it to break through things. I don't know how many things you can break through, or like what exactly the limit is, because I'm sure you can't just break through every building, because then like Gotham will be in shambles.
I go over all of the Gotham.
Yeah.
Bruce, you're worse than the Joker.
But it's definitely gonna be fun to use, and like Kevin Conroy and Rocksteady are back in action, and I'm really excited for that. Like I missed Kevin Conroy. Like the last guy, I don't remember who it was. He was good as Batman. And
For what Arkham Origins is supposed to be, it was good.
yeah, and
About a
who develops that?
Warner Bros. Montreal.
Okay, yeah, and it wasn't bad, but it wasn't as good as Arkham City was to me. So I'm really excited to have Rocksteady back at the helm, and I can't wait to see what they do.
Well, with me, as soon as they announced that Rocksteady wasn't on the third Batman game, I was like, okay, they have to be doing something else.
Mhm.
And it made sense when Arkham Origins came out that they were doing that there, because they announced PS4 and Xbox One and stuff like that. It's like,
Mhm.
okay, so they're probably hard at work making next
The
gen
next
version.
one, right?
And
No. Or, oh, you're.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, timeline-wise, is this after Arkham City?
Yeah, it's 1 year after Arkham City.
Here's your new sheet.
When
1 year after events of Arkham
Okay,
City.
so, well, I don't want to spoil things, but there were significant things that happened at the end of Arkham City.
Well,
And I can't talk about them, 'cause I don't want to spoil it for
you
someone
never
watching.
know what comic book lore can do to bring anything.
Are you talking about the death of a certain character?
Yes, I'm talking about the death of the
Okay.
character.
Yeah, but you never know exact. You never know. What
Way to not
comic
give
books
it away
can-
or anything.
Yeah, comic books can think of something, so you never know if they're gonna appear again or not. Like, he could be so
Dad,
awesome.
how'd you come back? The Dragon Balls.
I gathered all 7.
They're right.
One of the things I'm really excited for is that they were talking about that there could be about 50 or more people in the city, like civilians, rioting. And just the thought of like, I remember playing in Origins, and one of my favorite things was when they would have like the instant crime scene,
Yeah,
or there'd be a
riot
huge
thing.
crowd of them.
Yeah.
So like, I would love being Batman and just kicking 50 or more people's ass. Just like, I'm done.
Well, that's like that one challenge map where you had to like knock out 100 enemies in
Mhm.
Arkham Origins. That one is so fun.
Yeah.
Just because it's like constant battle.
That's, to me, that's one of the moments where you feel the most like Batman, when you're just one dude taking on a horde of people and know that you're gonna be okay.
I always think that I feel the most like Batman when you get doing Predator parts and you're just, like,
Oh, okay.
flying
You're
around
just sneaking and
sneaking
stuff,
people.
yeah.
That was always fun.
Now, are these riots, are they like neutral, or
They're
are they
race
just total
riots.
enemy?
I honestly, I'm not sure. They were just talking about how many people would be in the riots. It would definitely be interesting to see, like you'd be like the cops versus
Or
people or
no,
something
almost
that.
like, even if it was like, let's say like, just like random or things, you can make them like almost distract. Like let's say it was a riot of like Penguin's goons,
Mhm.
and you could somehow lead them to like Joker's goons, and they would battle. And you would cause a distraction, and then Batman can slip in.
That'd be cool.
I kind of feel like if it was like Penguins and Joker's goons and they were looking at each other and they saw Batman and they'd work together.
No, 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 I'm saying like you would almost pull like the guards away from a certain area. Is what I'm saying.
Sure, like just adding a distraction mechanic or something.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. I don't think the games had any sort of distraction type of thing. Well, the batarangs and stuff, but nothing to the effect where like you could make them fight someone else.
That'd be
That'd be cool though. I would like
I feel
that.
like Batman would do something like that, like, oh, I'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and
2 birds.
I don't know.
Joker's not a bird. The penguin is.
There's a smiling
I'm
yellow
gonna look at the camera like it's
tailed
the office now.
duck.
Okay.
Fucking terrible.
But yeah, we just recently had the Oscars, but and coming up is the British Academy of Film and Television Arts,
Or the
BAFTA
BAFTAs.
for short. Yep. And they're actually going to be awarding Rockstar with a fellowship for their recent success with the Grand Theft Auto series, just because of how well it's been selling and just the types of innovations they've done. I know we harped on Grand Theft Auto when it came out a lot last year, but it's great to see that it's still getting recognized for some of the major achievements that it's been doing.
I'm still not pleased with Grand Theft Auto.
Really?
Except now, like 3 months after it released, it kind of dropped off of the face of the earth and nobody really cares about it anymore.
I think it's
Sure,
because there's promises they've made that they still haven't really.
Like, have they not put in the heist?
Yeah, there's.
Yeah.
Like, online,
Well, they're
like,
still
first
coming
week.
out with stuff. Like they're
Yeah.
about to release something for the online, but I can't remember
I
exactly.
think it's just like some
They-
more weapons and
They
stuff.
also said that they would release DLC for a new freaking city in online.
Mm.
They haven't
There's
said
lots of things
anything
that they
about
haven't
that.
done that they.
I mean, I'm hoping they get around to do it because what they promised sounded awesome. And I mean, for what the online is, it's pretty good. It's a lot better than their previous online. But I would definitely love to see what they had planned to do.
If they add in Vice City as a city, like the DLC city, I would probably get it because I love Vice City. That's my favorite GTA game.
Is GTA at all planned to come out on like some sort of definitive edition or anything for the newer consoles?
I would assume
Probably.
but it's unannounced.
It's
at this time.
probably.
Because it still hasn't come out for PC yet, right?
It's,
No.
wait for E3. They'll probably announce it then.
I'm hoping it does, especially if they just break everything up and you can just get the online. Because I would love to do the online on one of the newer consoles. I think that would be really cool and have more people in the map and stuff.
There's so many people already. Half of them.
It's like 10 or 15, right?
It's
one
16.
server?
16?
Yeah.
So,
So
it's
much-
close.
so many.
No, but like when everyone's in the city and you see a dot coming towards you, it's basically everyone freezes.
What's gonna happen?
Aims down the street. They don't even see anyone because they know they're coming. And it's either they're gonna shoot me first or I'm gonna shoot them first.
It'd be great if they just eliminated the dots. I would love it if you could just see like just your friends list or something like
Like
that.
a custom.
You mean
server
only like
thing?
if you're with
Not
a
like custom HUD,
party
like
or
you only
something
see
like
certain
that?
people.
Yes, yeah. So like
Well-
all you could see are the people, the party that you're with,
Well,
or
they-
whoever you're.
They have something kind of like that.
Mhm.
Isn't it like
Where-
doesn't it have a hide HUD feature or something like that?
No. I don't
It's
think so.
what's
They do it
what's like the
single player.
clan thing they have?
I don't know.
What-
Oh,
Gangs?
Crew?
Yeah,
For
the
the
gangs.
Yeah,
Crews.
Cruise.
yeah.
Where if you're like, let's say your crew color is like bright green,
Mhm.
like all your people in your crew will be bright green, but
Yeah.
everyone else will be like gray or blue, I think.
Yeah, but you can still see everybody else. I just wish you could see, because in real life you don't really know where the people you aren't associated with are.
Maybe like a hardcore mode is what you're saying.
Sure, yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I just wish there was a way so you could make it so you can only see your people. I think.
I still want to see a bad sport lobby.
Well, my brother's been there. He says everyone has tanks. Everyone is at like the.
Don't they have the dunce cap one too?
Yeah, but everyone
Yeah,
sits
that's awesome.
outside with tanks. Anyone that leaves just gets blown up immediately.
That's great. That's great.
Is that like the way Rockstar's way of punishing you for being
Yeah,
like
basically-
a horrible person?
They punish you by stealing your money because you have to pay for their person's car, but then also you go to the bad sport lobby, which doesn't make sense.
Because then you can just do it even more and not give a shit.
Yeah, like,
Well, maybe that's a way of corralling people who do that kind of stuff, just
but if you
against
already
each
pay-
other.
If you already like, if you already have to pay to repair that or replace that person's car, I feel like that's punishment enough.
But money doesn't really mean much of anything in that game.
Yeah, because you can get a good amount of money pretty quickly depending on what you do. Because like, was it heist?
Well,
Get you
they
like 20
gave-
grand of.
They
Yeah,
gave
but
you
they
$500,000
I mean, not like,
just for
survival.
playing the game.
Yeah, but I mean at the same time, it's like if you earn that money.
They gave you $500,000 just because. they
If
had
you were
done
playing in
it
the first
beginning.
month, I wasn't, fortunately.
So
Everyone blew that immediately.
I had to
Just
work
the
so hard to
transition.
grow up.
I'm still in my bag. I haven't played.
So it's clear that you young people love this high-end game. So what do you guys think of Kojima saying that, end quotes, young people are losing interest in high-end games and focusing on mobile and social style
Bullshit.
titles, especially in Japan?
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah,
I mean,
I if I'm going into game development, I don't want to be developing for mobile. I never feel like mobile platforms have enough power to do what I want in a game.
are, just so we can define it, are mobile and handheld two separate categories?
Yes.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
think so?
Mobile
Yeah.
game as in phone, handheld as in the 3DS, as the two separate categories
Yeah.
of games.
Okay.
So yeah, mobiles will never like overtake any console or handheld ever.
Well, they'll definitely never overtake it. There's always going to be a niche corner or at the very least a small group of people who like console games.
Yeah.
No matter how many console killers come out, there's going to be people who love buying the consoles. I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I just love watching it sit on my desk and look at it, look at me.
Right.
Yeah, just
The
love
best,
big screen TV.
the best metaphor I can have for the different, like,
Are you going to make a pun? Because you have to look at the pun camera.
not a pun, but it's a metaphor where
If it's a bad joke, you would still have to look.
you know, mobile games are kind of like if we were comparing it to TV, they'd be like the commercials.
Sure.
Handheld would be like television shows.
Okay.
Consoles would be like movies, and then PC would probably be like IMAX. Assuming.
That's
Like they're the
a
same
very
thing. They just
biased
look nicer.
metaphor. Very biased master race metaphor over there.
PCs
Albert.
are IMAX, really?
Yeah.
Look into
really.
the camera.
I mean,
Are you a supremacist? Is that what you're saying?
no.
It sounds like he's a master race believer.
I think he's a master race
No,
believer.
I
I mean,
don't
there's
know.
nothing, Albert, there's nothing wrong with that. There's plenty of clinics that can get you help. But you've got to understand that there's more out there than just a PC. Yes,
I'm
PCs are
buying
nice.
the Xbox in my hand.
But
Yeah,
apparently
your
PCs
Xbox
because
are
your
IMAX.
Xbox left.
No, I'm saying PC as in like the quality, because they come with like mod support and all.
Sure,
that.
yeah.
They offer more than your standard console. So,
Mm.
I guess.
so that's almost like saying, well, commercials overtake movies.
No.
No.
I definitely think it's a misguided statement. There's a lot of people who are using mobile games, and I think it's mostly to do with just how technology is advancing. The fact that we can whip out our cell phone or whatever we have
Yeah,
and
just sitting
play
at a bus
something.
stop and like, oh,
Yeah.
let's play Flappy Bird, so
And-
I throw it at the street.
America
Don't
is
listen to him.
No, it's
Iron
going
Mans?
now, so you're good.
America's not as commuter heavy as Japan, so I think in Japan it's definitely more of like everybody's doing it because everybody has to commute, but everybody does commute. So I think that's one of the reasons why he's saying, just because a lot of the people there are already playing social titles and stuff. All right, and we're back. We just came back from commercial break, guys, but we're going to go ahead and transition to one of our last topics. Recently, Facebook acquired a company, sorry that I don't have the name for you guys right now, but that has the technology to produce drones. And so one of the things that they're talking about doing is incorporating those drones in order to disperse internet into global regions that would not normally have it. And so what do you guys think of that?
That's not a bad idea, really.
What do they mean by dispersed internet?
So
Like mobile Wi-Fi drones, I guess.
yeah, so they would.
I know, but if it's still flying forward, you would eventually only have the signal for a limited time, wouldn't you?
I don't know how far the signal reaches, and I don't know how many they plan on having.
It would probably be, if they designed it for optimal, it would probably be designed as like a satellite internet receiver, and then they would cone the signal to.
It sounds fancy, so I'm gonna go with yes.
So I mean, and they can probably, they're probably some sort of special rotary drone, so they can stay in place. I would. Assume.
Yeah, they stay. They're able to stay up in the sky without needing to be like switched out with batteries or anything like that for 5 years. Because they run off of batteries initially, but then they charge up their solar cells, and then they run off of that for the next 5 or so years.
That makes even more sense than just like a flyby drone going.
Yeah, I really like it because like in today's world, the internet has become such a huge thing, especially now with like the net neutrality at risk and stuff, and us, gamers specific, or gamers being one of the groups that might end up having to pay more for internet. Like, I think it's great to hear that our companies are pushing internet into regions that wouldn't normally have it, just because the connectivity and the information, being able to access it is a big deal in today's world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Cool. Glad we're on the same page, guys. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the question of the week.
What was that?
That was the theme song for the question of the week.
I didn't
Just
know
made it
we
up
had
now,
one.
It's a
guys.
special transition. You gotta
Yeah.
just let it go.
You have to imagine.
We
there's
just like the Wayne's World Scooby thing.
No.
It's definitely like the Dragon Ball, like.
Is that copyrighted or something?
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay, well, whatever.
Cool. So the question of the week this week is, what do you want to see in the Nintendo Amusement Park? I know we talked about how it would be really awesome if they transition that Mario Kart thing over into it. But what would you like to see? And you can say the same thing if you want, but that's not creative, guys.
Take any franchise, whatever you would want to say. Think of a ride or something you can do with a franchise.
Yep. So what would you guys like to see in a Nintendo Amusement Park?
Kirby's Air Ride.
Kirby's Air Ride? What is that? Just like a Ferris wheel or like one of those?
It's like
things?
No.
that'd be like a roller coaster, I'm assuming, right? You like sit on and start.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is.
Yep.
That would be cool.
I was kind of thinking, I had like 2 ideas.
Okay.
Maybe like a Star Fox like R-Wing simulator thing, where you like
Where you
fly in the
fly.
cockpit.
Like a 4D type of thing.
Like
That would be cool.
fly in like the cockpit of an R-Wing and you like fight against like Andross and stuff like that.
That'd be pretty cool.
Or maybe like a Metroid Prime thing, where you know like in Disney World how they had like the Buzz Lightyear thing that like goes around and you shoot like whatever.
Yeah,
Shoot
yeah.
things with like laser guns.
Yeah.
So you could do something like that, Metroid Prime days, and just have like Metroid flying at you and stuff.
That
So
would
kind
be
of like
awesome.
laser tagging, but with
Kind
instead
of
of
makes
people,
sense.
it's like
It's kind of like you sit in this like,
You sit in a cart that moves on a track,
and
then
then you
oh,
like
I
take
just-
your gun
yeah.
and like
Yeah.
shoot around the room.
There's a lot of them. There's like Men in Black had one, and there's one
Yeah.
at Hershey and stuff. But that would be really cool. I like that. And they, it would be really cool if they
You like
had
put
like
the
the arm
arm in
cannon.
the arm.
Yeah.
You put like your arm in the cannon, then you pick that up and use that to shoot from.
That would be awesome.
That'd be pretty cool.
I want a Rainbow Road, either go-kart or roller coaster.
Rainbow Road the roller coaster would be really freaking cool.
Or if you do
People
go-kart,
would
have
just
that
fall
one
off.
jump. No rails.
That sounds like a lawsuit.
It sounds like we gotta work at
Yeah,
this.
no, it never.
Alright, there's 2 things that I'd want to see.
Okay.
The first one would be maybe like a for like the water park section. In terms of water park section, it'd be like based kind of like on the water temple,
Sure.
just because they know everyone hates it.
No one can find their way out once they're in.
Yep. And then the second would be, do you guys remember was it like Pokemon Stadium, the Wookiee Tongue
Yeah.
mini game where you like eat the sushi?
Yeah.
Like almost like a restaurant based off of that.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, you could have like a whole little section of Pokemon Stadium mini games.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that.
It'd be
They
cool if they
said
just
they
built a
probably-
stadium, a Pokemon
You
stadium.
know, they probably just have a Pokemon themed park within the amusement park.
Mhm.
Kind of
It's
like
Nintendo Land.
universal.
It's gonna take up all of
Pokemon
Oregon.
could be
It's
its
called, it would
own
be called
park.
Cancer.
It's like look on the map. Where are we going? I don't want to go to Donkey Kong Country. Let's go to Kanto region.
You know, what's our
Let's go to Hyrule.
It's like what I roll RC in 3 days.
you know, like the Lilo and Stitch thing they have at Disney World,
Yeah.
where there's like he's like in the middle of the room, almost like a Pokemon battle kind of thing, like
Oh,
that.
okay. Yeah.
Something like that.
That'd be pretty cool.
They have like places where you can do like 3DS Pokemon battles all the time.
Oculus Rift Pokemon battle.
It's like a Pokemon gym battle or something like that.
That would be awesome.
Like you,
They would sell
like
little
you bring
badges
like your
after.
3DS
That would
and
be
it's
awesome.
like you like hook it up to it and you like battle like a computerized gym leader or something like that.
That would
Yeah,
be, or
you
they
get
like
little
you.
badges like Albert just has. Like, oh.
Souvenir badges.
That would be. I would love that.
Speaking
I'm
of which, there's a
excited.
guy with a Pikachu hat that just walked by.
What if you
They can't
get
see
all the
it.
way to
For the
the
people at home.
Elite Four? Would you like get like everything there? They would like
Yeah, probably
It's
get your ass
amazing.
Elite Four, you get your name on the wall, but it's like it's difficult as all hell to win. So there's only like 3 people. There's like Red, Ass, and like Bird Jesus.
I, being the F-Zero fan that I am, would love to see like an F-Zero type of track. Either like a roller coaster that's just insanely fast and has impossible curves and loops, or a go-kart track that does the exact same thing. Like, I would just love that.
Maybe they could do like the Rainbow Road, like you were saying. They could do it, maybe something like Star Tours is or something like that.
That would be cool.
You want to
But then
kill
you could
people.
do F-Zero as the roller
Right, because
coaster.
going extremely fast with curves and shit on a roller coaster would just mess everyone up.
That'd be awesome.
It'd be the vomit coaster.
WarioWare Arcade.
Oh,
Oh my god, like you just go to every station, like shake it. Throw up a crime pit. He's like,
It's like a quick run through. All right, you got 4 seconds. Do some jump back. It's like, all right, count this.
that'd be amazing. Like you literally just go through and you get like a minute and then you just go through as many drills as you can.
I would love that, but like an interactive version for like Game & Watch,
Yeah.
where you like have to like use the trampolines and stuff. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Put the sausages.
There's definitely a lot they could do with Nintendo stuff.
Now,
Yeah.
would you want
That'd be amazing.
people dressed up as the Nintendo mascots, like walking around, kind of like how Disney World does with Mickey
I don't know if
Mouse?
I would.
I would just for like from the kids, yeah. But then there'd be the people who would like.
But
mess
like,
with them.
what about like Link? Like, you don't really, or I guess you could do Toon Link.
Well, I mean,
You can
yeah.
do normally.
you can
Just
cosplay.
not
Normally
like,
it doesn't
just
look as
cosplay.
cute and friendly though.
Well, it's Nintendo.
Okay.
No,
There's
all
gonna
the
be your sections right now.
characters
Just keep
all the
cutting.
characters that are dressed up and walk around would just be people from Animal Crossing. It'll just be the
There's gonna be a
animals.
whole
They speak in
Animal Crossing
the
Village part.
weird syllabic.
Yeah, they
Thing.
pronounce every letter.
Yeah,
Please don't.
I hope they speak like that.
They should do any character that's in Smash Brothers. They should have their own section based off their game.
Well,
All
no,
the popular
no,
franchise
I
characters.
would just say any series in Smash Bros.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Not like specific character, because you imagine having a King DDD.
No, I mean like.
But there'd be a
yeah,
Captain
like,
Falcon thing, and he'd have a roller coaster called the Falcon Punch.
We should go through the whole
At the end of it, you just stop.
entire.
And it's like you feel like you just got punched. Like,
Oh, son of a-
No, or you know what else they could do? It's kind of do like, you know those like roller coasters where like you go out slowly and then like sets you in and then.
Yeah, the jet powered
You
ones.
just have like do that and they start.
That would be awesome. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that would be cool.
That
Look at
sounds
that. Make it Nintendo. All right, so this is our show. Again, the question of the week is, what do you want to see in a Nintendo amusement park? You can go ahead and comment on the video. It'll be posted on the YouTubes. It'll also be on our Facebook page, Digital Designers Guild, or facebook.com/Digital Designers Guild. Yeah, that's the show. See ya.
bye.